So guys, this is the opposite picture. So remember, this is what the dollar is, this is what you're experiencing, or the dollar is experiencing when priced in Bitcoin. This is what Bitcoin is experiencing. So what we must do is we are forced to work for this, but we have to immediately flip it into this. That is the out. You are forced to work for dollars. You must work for dollars, but you must flip it to BTC because your dollars are doing this and your BTC is doing this. But it's a 118-to-1 ratio. So as your dollar's dropping, $1 less is $118 more. It's very important for you to understand these numbers because this is what gives you the conviction to constantly make that exchange. Why would you not want to turn $1 of value into 118? At what point do you say, I've done that enough? I don't want any more dollars to become $118. I don't want any more. At what point do you stop doing that? Tell me. Somebody answer me. At what point do you say, I want to keep my dollars? I know they're going down by 7 to 14% a year, but I just want to keep them now. I don't want to move them into Bitcoin that is going to increase them $118. I'm going to hold on. At what point do you stop making the exchange? Tell me. At what point do you say, I want the declining thing? I want to hold on to that now. I don't want to go put that into what goes up $118. I don't want that anymore. You never stop. As long as you are forced to work for slave money, you make that exchange. This should make you understand that there's no point at which you should slow down. There's no point at which you should back off. Do you understand? You're backing off or lightening up to hold on to this, to keep that. Never. Do you understand? The point I'm trying to make here, guys, is that if you don't need what you have been forced to work for to live right now, this day, right away, put it in Bitcoin. If you need it to buy bread and milk and pay your mortgage or your rent and put gas in your car, okay. But if you have extra, if you don't need this dollar, put it into Bitcoin. Everything that you don't need needs to go there. Otherwise, you're just deciding to hold on to this, which is absolutely dumb. This is not just the US dollar, guys. This picture is showing you global M2 money supply. And there is an 89% price correlation with global M2 money supply and the Bitcoin price. I know the war is sort of interrupting this a little bit. That's fine. That's a gift for us. But my point is that as global money supply rises, so does the Bitcoin price 89% of the time. There's an 89% correlation with global M2 money supply and the USD denominated price of Bitcoin. Now, M2 money supply leads. What does M2 money supply rising imply? What I just told you, more fiat currency in the system debases. So if, for instance, let's take the Fed again, when the Fed creates dollars, and the Treasury does this by the Treasury creates dollars as well. How does the Treasury create dollars? Through debt. So dollars are created out of thin air by debt and by just sheer creation and loans. So more dollars in the system raises M2 money supply. The rise in M2 money supply means more money is chasing fewer goods. This has an upward pull on the Bitcoin price, and it's an 89% correlation. So more money leads, Bitcoin price follows. Okay? Now, look at the M2 money supply dip from the middle of 2024 and look at the price of Bitcoin. The dip as well. So the correlation is not coincidental. Bitcoin is mathematically designed to rise with the printing of fake money. It's designed to do that exact thing. Before